Hi guys, this is Black Raven, and I'm going to be doing another deck profile today. This deck profile is going to be of this surprisingly broken-ass deck, which I'll get into why this deck is broken as fuck later. But it's going to be a Narukami deck profile. Now this deck is proxied, as most of the cards are out, and these have older cards in them, which I don't have, so I might actually end up building this deck because of how much I've actually fallen in love with this deck, but that's not important. Don't like proxy deck profiles, go away now. Okay, so my starter is Spark Kid Dragoon. He's the grade 3 searcher. You want to hit your main Vanguard. You never want to ride the other one. And then for the triggered lineup, very obvious. 4 draw triggers, 8 critical triggers, and 4 heal triggers. It's a very standard lineup with this deck. So for the grade 1s, we have 4 White Vanguard Gold. Now, some people say you don't need to run 4 perfect guards in Narukami. I still say you need to run 4 perfect guards in every single deck. Because with Stride now being such a powerful, dominant thing, perfect guards are some of the most powerful units I've found. So you need to play this. Then we have 4 copies of Red Ripper Dragoon. Now, a lot of you are going to be like, why the fuck are you playing 8k beat sticks? This is not an Eradicator deck. Now, a lot of the other cards, like Ironblood Shuki, require you to have an Eradicator Vanguard. My main Vanguard is not an Eradicator, so I cannot use those units. And even then, the other ones that I had options to weren't that good anyways, so I like this one better, because it not only allows me to hit higher numbers, but in general, it's a good card. So, for 8k sticks. Now, this is the only, Eradicator thing I play, because this only requires you to have an Narukami Vanguard. This does not require you to have a Eradicator Vanguard. This is Caster. What Caster does is when it's placed in the rear guard, and you have a Narukami as your Vanguard, and your opponent has 2 or less rear guards, you can ditch a card to draw a card. Get those nasty grade 3s out of your hand. So you can dig to more powerful units. And 2 Rising Phoenix. Rising Phoenix. So blessed to draw a card. Still fairly useful. Now, since my Vanguard does not technically have a cost, I need to, I have a lot more flexibility when it comes to my grade 2s, and you'll see that later. I play 3 Thunderstorm Dragoon to start off my grade 2s. Thunderstorm Dragoon, 10k beat stick, still a pretty good card. Solid turn 2 ride. Helps me do some blocking if I need to, but a lot of times I don't do early game blocking for one of my units later in my grade 2s. But in general, if I don't have a 12k attacker or one of my other grade 2s, this is still a good substitute. We have 4 Dusty Plasma Dragon. Dusty Plasma Dragon is the 12k attacker if your Vanguard has Vermilion in its name. Hyper aggressive deck, you need to run 12k attackers, some amount. And 4 Dragonic Death Scythe to end off my grade 2s. This card does so much work. And what I mean by that, this card is fucking stupid now. I found it to be extremely good. For how this deck plays, you will keep killing the front row, but there are always those early game cards that a lot of decks rely on, like Gear Chronicle. Gear Chronicle very much heavily relies around Gear Gun or Draco Kid. If they do not have the effective grade 3 that they need, they use it to search it out. So what you do with this deck is you don't block early game, and if you have a Death Scythe, you kill their starter. And any other time, you just use Death Scythe to take out the rear guards, the back row rear guards, because your main Vanguard can only target the front row. So for grade 3s, to start them off, is 4 copies of Kaiser Dragon Vermilion. What Kaiser Dragon Vermilion does is he is a Limit Break 4, and he has the ability of Counter Blast 3. You can attack your opponent's front row, and he gains 2,000 power. Really good card, but it's even better with the new card that's coming out. 4 copies of Kaiser Dragon the Crimson. So, these 2 Legion, it's a grade 3 Legion. What this card does, this fucking stupid card, I didn't think it was that busted at first until I actually started playtesting with this deck, is he basically allows you to Thunderbolt every turn for free. What this guy's ability is if your Legion mate has a Limit Break 4 ability, once per turn, you cannot pay the cost to activate the ability. So basically, I Thunderbolt you every single turn. This really, really, really fucks with a lot of decks. Because there are a lot of decks that do heavily rely on the front row. I'm fudging up on my words. There's Gear Chronicle, because the main Vanguards do a lot, but there are also those units that they use to help pick off yours. Nova Grappler is a big thing. Their rear guards are so important. Aqua Force, Link Joker, Great Nature. Just a lot of decks having that continuous... Thunderbolting already was pretty dangerous, because being able to take out 2 units already was easy. It was actually really threatening. But now being able to do it for free every single turn is fucking stupid. I found with this deck that you do have good matchups against everything. The only deck this deck has ever had trouble with is Mega Colony. Why? Because my friend plays a Legion Mega Colony deck with the Break Ride, and then he's like, don't stand your Vanguard, don't stand your Vanguard, don't stand your Vanguard. That's the only deck this deck has ever had trouble with. So everyone, I have been your host, Blackwater Raven, and I will see you all in my next video.